All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're partying after the U.S. game. For those of us that spent the last 2 hours, this is an instant reaction to the game, U.S. versus Slovenia. Dobra dan to our viewers from Slovenia. That's how you say good afternoon in Slovenian. And I got to say that because they beat us today, boys.
Very good.
My goodness. That was a boring game, Roy. That was an incredibly boring game, an incredibly disappointing performance. Do you know we haven't beaten European opponents in like 4 games or something? It's crazy. The mediocrity continues, Roy. The mediocrity continues. I'm just angry I watched that game.
Yeah, I'm angrier because I am in London right now, as you can see from my Arsenal Lagooner scarf. I went to the match earlier today to watch Chris Richards' masterclass, more like disaster class. He was at fault for 3 of the 5 goals, my friend. What a freaking disaster. But anyways, I'm in London. I use my precious battery life while out and about to watch that US game. My battery ended up dying. So did my hopes for this January Camp Cupcake. What a freaking disaster of a game. Terrible performances across the board. I would say there's 2 players perhaps that are salvageable.
Yeah. All right. So, but before we get into the players, I just let's talk. That's exactly what I was going to say. I want to say, each of you pick out. Was there any players that like stood out at all? And then we'll get into the game as a whole.
All right.
Diego Luna a little bit. He stood out because everyone else was so bad that he looked decent, looked great. Anyone else? Right? Anyone I'm missing?
Yeah, I would. Diego Luna was one of my guys for sure. I thought he looked good. I thought he was a 7.3. I thought he stood out as better than the players around him. Nobody else really stood out except for, especially considering his age, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yes.
But it's Esmir Bajrak Taravic.
Bajrak Taravic. Yes. He was the best performer in the game for the U.S. For the brief moments he was in, he was clean on the ball by a long shot, 100%. He's 18, right?
He's 18 years old, which is, this is the interesting thing about this camp, that you look at the players that the U.S. called up, none of them really are stars in MLS.
Yeah.
Diego Luna's not a star in MLS. He is finally starting to find some sort of groove with RSL. Esmir is absolutely not a star in MLS. Miles Robinson has been on a downturn, significant downturn for Atlanta United.
Yep.
He just made that move to Cincinnati. So almost none of these players are in the top 5%, even 10% of the league. They're kind of above average. Aiden Morris, I would put up there for sure.
But he wasn't that good in this game. He was pretty bad, I thought. Slow on the ball. Even McGlynn came in, was slow on the ball. I honestly, this is why I'm just noticing the headline here, which is brilliant, that the U.S. should cancel Camp Cupcake. I hate this camp. I hate these games, Roy, for a couple of reasons. Do you want to know why I hate these games? I absolutely hate them. Number one is because we're handing out caps to players who should not be capped for this team. So you'll get a cap for the U.S. men's national team, but you have no way of actually really sniffing the roster for the A team. So suddenly you get this camp, you get to wear the jersey, and I think it's handed out way too easily. And that annoys me. Does it annoy you, Roy?
That should be an honor. It's an absolute honor. But guys that, like I said, aren't even excelling in MLS are getting capped by the U.S. men's national team, the main team. This isn't a Olympic squad, a youth national team squad. It's a main team, and they're getting caps. It's unbelievable.
You know the other reason I hate this camp?
No.
Because I have to watch these games. Do you know what other games were going on during this time? I could have been spending at 3 p.m. AC Milan played Udinese in an incredible game that ended 3-2. Okay? I could have watched that game. I could have watched the African Cup of Nations, Mali, Tunisia, 1-1. I could have watched that game. I could have watched the Liga MX had some games. I could have watched the Colombian Soccer League. There were some games going on. Do you want to know what games were going on, Roy, in that league at this time?
I don't want to know anymore. I have a question for you.
Boyaca Chico. That was going on at 3 p.m. I could have watched that game instead, Roy. I could have watched the Greek Super League. OFI beating Panathinaikos. Lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of those games would have been more entertaining than what I just witnessed. A B team Slovenia beating a B team, the US. Or no, we're not even a B
Yes,
team, like a
it's
C
good.
team, D team.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of have you heard of technology? Have you heard of modern technology? You know, you could watch a game on your TV, you could do a dual
Oh, yeah,
screen,
yeah.
you could watch something on your phone as well, on your computer. So you're not stuck watching one thing at a time. I hope you realize that.
You know who else? You know who else I think would want 2 hours back is those people that freezing their butts off in San Antonio. They look cold as hell, man.
Yeah, but that was
Oh,
cool. I do like
excited.
that we're playing these friendlies at small stadiums. I think that was kind of cool. You and I went to the game in Connecticut. It's nice. I think it's a good atmosphere.
That's nice.
All right, boys. Look, I don't think there's a lot to say about this. This was a waste of everyone's time, but I want to finish with this. All right. So should we cancel this camp, guys? Let's leave it with that. What do you guys think?
I mean,
No. 100% no. We should not cancel this camp. We should change our priorities with this camp. This camp is a very special opportunity to play players who are on the fringe, but we should not be handing out caps to 25-year-olds. We should not be bringing in Miles Robinson. We shouldn't have anyone over the age of 21. That is my view of this camp. We should be bringing the USL players that look super interesting, that have a chance to get an MLS contract. We should be bringing in the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, maximum 20-year-old MLS players who are promising, like Esmir, the guy who is the best player on the field for the US, who would otherwise never get a cap. He probably won't get called up to the U20s. He probably won't get called up to the Olympic squad, but this is a good opportunity to bring in guys from MLS who have promise. So keep it to under 21. That's what I would want to see. Yeah, I know.
I'm shocked. That's a great idea.
I have a lot of great ideas. I'm full of those. If you would just listen.
Yeah, I think we gotta find a new way to make this camp meaningful. Because this just doesn't work. What's the point of this game? What did we learn from this game?
I don't know.
Nothing. And we lost. And I'm tired of losing. Like, why do we lose these games? Serbia last year, now Slovenia. Like, I don't want to lose. I don't care what team you play.
Crappy scorelines.
No one wants to lose. But all right. Well, that one's in the books. Ladies and gentlemen out there, just erase that from your memories, or I don't know, do something fun tonight. So we'll be coming to you. This is just the beginning of you seeing us as well as the other correspondents on this channel. Asian Cup, Roy, you've been watching the Asian Cup. That's in full force. We're going to be covering that.
Watching the Asian Cup.
And coming to you.
Jurgen Klinsmann, boys. Jurgen Klinsmann is doing quite well.
South Korea, but
well is an overstatement. Let's wait and see.
Yeah. Anyhow, we'll finish here. And we can say it. I don't even want to say "Go USA," but I'll say it today because that was not our main team. So we can say that. But women, U.S. women coming up next month. So that should be exciting. A lot more. That's 8 teams, so that should be a lot of fun. But anyway, until next time, all you U.S. fans out there, keep watching the USA. Vamos USA, and good night, everyone.
Good night. Top of the morning.
Football.
Top of the morning, Roy.